Alright guys, welcome back to Hyrule Warriors. The last time we met in Hyrule Warriors, we began the game with the first mission where a bunch of monsters attacked Hyrule Castle, and after the battle, Zelda went missing. But, it was the whole situation of trying to find who the legendary hero is in this continuity, which is obviously Link, and we found him. I mean, Zelda and Impa didn't even get like 5 feet out of Hyrule Castle before finding Link. But yeah, so right now I'm kind of showing off the apothecary or the bazaar. Either way, the shop. So similar to Fire Emblem Warriors, you can buy badges that will give you various perks in battles. There's the training dojo where you can instantly raise the level up of any warrior you have as long as it's not above your highest warrior. And you can also use the blacksmith to forge better weapons. And there was one more thing, I always forget what it was, but it doesn't really matter in the end of the day. But yeah, so now we're actually going to be continuing on with the Chapter 2. Okay, well, technically it's Mission 2, because the first 4 missions are considered the prologue, which is really weird. Usually the prologue would be like the first mission, and then, but whatever.
After an arduous battle, Link and his comrades slew King Dodongo, but the beast was only ever intended as a distraction.
Yeah, again, I want to mention that this is really the only time in the game that we have voice acting. I mean, besides all the grunts and stuff. There's no, like, Link doesn't talk and all that kind of stuff. And I wasn't really expecting to be there voice acting, but I don't know. I feel like there should have been voice acting considering the cutscenes in this game. And they went out of their way to give lip syncing to the characters. Like, the characters do move their lips during the cutscenes, despite just being text boxes. Then again, it would look really weird if they just had like the most blank expressions in the world with the text boxes. But also, I'd find that pretty humorous. Yeah, so Impa hears a rumor that someone is defending against monsters in Faron Woods, but we have to go through the Elden Caves first because, shut up, it's a video game. So yeah, again, I mentioned I'm going to be trying my best to show off every character in the game and all of their weapons. I'm not going to promise anything, though, in terms of the main story, because Legend Mode restricts what characters you can...
After an arduous battle, Link and his
What? Why did I do that? I know I recorded this, I am aware, but I don't remember... Why did I... Oh, did I go back to change Link's costume? Not that it matters, yes. So there are multiple costumes throughout the game that I don't have them all. I don't even have probably even 5% of them. There are a lot of costumes for every character. Purely cosmetic. They don't do anything in terms of stats or anything like that. But like, Link has multiple... I have a few of Link's costumes. Like, I have a Skyward Sword look. I have the Goron tunic for this version of the game. The Zora tunic for this version of Link's iconic tunic and all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool having all the options of costumes, to be honest. I like the idea. But, yeah. But in all honesty, I actually really do like Link's default outfit. I actually really do like this tunic. I think it looks cool. I mean, I like the scarf. I like the scarf. I think the scarf is cool. I don't know why if I do it again, I swear to God, I'm going to yell. So, okay. Gold Skulltulas. I should explain what those are. So, Gold Skulltulas, you can unlock them... So, you have to meet certain conditions in order to have the Gold Skulltula appear in the first place. Your first time in legend mode is just killing 1,000 enemies, and then the second one is you have to play on hard mode as a certain character, and then fulfill a certain requirement. So what it just said there with Impa being in her giant blade, I had to destroy 50% of the Bombchoose's health without losing, or something like that. It was something along those lines. But once you meet those requirements, a little web graphic's going to appear on the minimap, and you have to find where the gold Skulltula is. Now, luckily, there is also an audio cue to tell you, like, how close it is, how close you are to it. Like, when you are close to it, the music's going to fade out, and you're going to be able to hear the gold Skulltula stepping around, similar to Ocarina of Time. Actually, exactly like Ocarina of Time. The thing is, though, is that gold Skulltulas are only on the map for a limited time. So, when the gold Skulltula appears on the map, you need to prioritize getting it. This is actually where having multiple characters comes in handy. Because if another character is near it and you're far away, you can just switch over to that character. That's why I like it in Warriors games that I'm able to switch between 4 characters. Yeah, right now we're really just stuck with Link and Impa because Legend mode is limited. I could have theoretically played free mode, but the thing about free mode, unfortunately, kind of similar to what Fire Emblem Warriors does, is that certain cutscenes don't show. Well, actually, Fire Emblem Warriors didn't have that problem because Fire Emblem Warriors, all the cutscenes showed except for the Premonition chapter. I'm happy that Legend mode lets you do this without having to worry about making a new save file or anything like that. In fact, you can't make a new save file in Hyrule Warriors. You're stuck with this one. So, I guess a good thing they wised up. But there are certain cutscenes that don't play in free mode, but do play in Legend mode. So I'm stuck with so I have to stay on Legend mode for just a little bit until, you know, I feel like it's safe to not be in Legend mode, which is not going to happen, honestly. I'm fine with being limited on what characters I can play as, because then what I'll do is I'll just play a map in adventure mode for every character I don't show off, and there's going to be a lot. That's probably going to be a dedicated part to itself, to be honest with you. I'll figure out all the logistics of that. I actually did start playing adventure mode a little bit off screen for just the fun of it. I'm not doing adventure mode ever for this channel. I'm not that crazy. But I actually did play a little bit. I actually unlocked one character so far, which is Medley. But yeah, there's a lot of unlockable characters in this game. If you're like, but, you know, I have the Wii U version, so I have every character unlocked at this point. So the gimmick of this map, at least for this mission, is there are stone spires that we have to use Bombchus to destroy. And they're not like the small Bombchus from Ocarina of Time, if you're an Ocarina of Time aficionado. These are big boys. These are like twice the size of every character. But you have to guide the Bombchu to the area, meaning that if it takes too much damage and blows up too early, it's a mission failure, meaning that I do believe it's a game over. Actually, no. If I might be wrong, because I think they actually make a contingency plan and say, oh, I have another Bombchu. But basically, you'll know that the Bombchu is taking a lot of damage when the game prompts you saying, hey, the Bombchu stop moving, there's too many enemies nearby. So you just have to get... So my recommended strategy is just keep at least one character near the Bombchu at all times. If this was the Wii U version where you couldn't switch between characters, then I would just say have you be over there, because... the AI exists in this game, and it is It's like trying to swim with having an anchor tied around your ankles at times. I think that's the best way to describe it. Because it's... They're not terrible, but you're going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Like, I have nearly 1,000 kills. The AI probably has 2. Because the thing about the AI is that they prioritize the big guys. They don't prioritize the small fry. And the thing about the small fry is that, yeah, they're small, but they add up after a while. There we go. Oh, and there are also bigger enemies have weak points. I think I didn't mention this back in the first part. Again, I'm probably going to end up mentioning mechanics like probably 20 parts in. But like when enemies do certain attacks, they will leave themselves exposed, and that little like wedge of fruit looking thing is their weak point gauge. Hit them enough time with the weak point gauge popped up, and you'll be able to do a super attack. Like, well, not now, but like I did with Link a minute ago. And then there's also a second way to trigger the weak point gauge. Well, technically, I think this has popped up a few times, but I've just kind of ignored it. Where enemies can do certain attacks that if you hit them with an item while they're doing that attack, they'll end up like hurting themselves a little bit, and then end up getting stunned even longer. So try to use that as best you can. I don't use it as much because sometimes it's enemies with it's using an item that I don't have currently selected, and I don't feel like switching over. So I just think to myself, I'm better off just dodging the attack and then just counter attacking when I get a chance. I think I went over how Impa plays with her giant blade already, and so there's not really anything new there. Yeah, but like, you could tell there was a difference in terms of the cutscene graphics versus the in-game graphics, mainly with the lighting. Oh! Well, hi, Zelda. I mean, Sheik. Yeah, I'm sorry. If you didn't know that Zelda is Sheik in this game, welcome to your first Zelda game, by the way. Yeah, I know what they're referencing Ocarina of Time with this. It's cool and all, but it's just funny. But it also makes me... adventure mode is now the most confusing thing ever, because there are times where you could have Zelda fight Sheik, and I don't know how to respond to that. It's like, trust no one, not even yourself. Yeah, so now Sheik joined our party until further notice. Impa doesn't trust Sheik, by the way, because Impa is like the leader of the Sheikah tribe, and, well, it's kind of hard. She has never met a person named Sheik. So, yeah, Impa doesn't trust Sheik at all. One detail I do like about... I'm going to mention this. I love this game's soundtrack. I absolutely love this, and I love Solidus Cave in particular. And I love how it changes when you're in the crystal caves. Like, it's not like too different. It's like, okay, it's actually really different. Like, there's a lot of electric guitar in this game, and I actually really like it. But I also like some of the more epic themes, like the Eclipse of the Sun, Eclipse of the Moon, and Eclipse of the World. I actually really love those themes. And also the remixes of certain, like, Zelda themes, like the Skyloft remix in this game. I think it's like my favorite version of the Skyloft theme. Yeah, I think it's even better than the original. That's actually where you unlock the Fire Rod for Link. Yeah, obviously Link's gonna get the most weapons throughout the game because he's Link, he's the main character. But there are some weapons that he doesn't get, but somebody else gets them, and it makes me question it. Like, he doesn't get the Dominion Rod, but Zelda does. And I don't know why. She never used it. There's another one that someone else... I would say the Goddess Harp, but you know, Sheik did use that back in Ocarina. There was another one. I'm trying to remember it. Not the Summoning Gate. That's the Deku Spear? Nah, actually, fine with that. No, whatever. Never mind. But the Dominion Rod's the main example I always question. But then again, it's kind of fair that Zelda has at least the second most amount of weapons. Can we play a Sheik yet? Or am I think we have to wait a little bit longer for that. Yeah, so right now we just defeated the spirit of the caves. Because, yeah. By the way, you'll notice that there's a lot of times where I'm just kind of running around and doing stuff. That's actually because I did things in the unintended order, and I'm doing things too fast. Meaning that the game needs to catch up in terms of prompts. So, yeah, I actually, unfortunately, do have to wait around and waste time until the next mission's unlocked. Like right here, I didn't have to do this, but I did it early, so now I have to wait for the game to catch up and say, hey, the bomb chew's gonna start moving, because yeah, there's a bomb chew in here. I don't know if the camera was focused on it for a little bit there. Yeah. Okay, Sheik is now playable. So, Sheik uses kunai by default, but all of her combo attacks... ninja person, I like that. All of her combo attacks invoke the Goddess Harp, and she plays all of the melodies, except for like maybe one or two, from Ocarina of Time. And with that means the harp gets elemental properties until you use the base special attack button, where all of them have different effects. So she can use the Borello of Fire, the Song of Darkness, Prelude of Light, Minuet of the Forest. Basically all of the songs that she teaches you in Ocarina of Time, she can use in combat here. And when she does, she gets an elemental property for a second, right here, with the lightning ability. A aura of lightning surrounds Sheik for a little bit and allows me to, deal damage from a wider range for a short duration. There's also the best one is the darkness effect, which gives you temporary invincibility. So Sheik is all about learning her combos until you've just so you know which ones to use off of the top of your head for effectiveness. Not that it's hard, but like right here. Oh no, it doesn't give you a temporary. It's the water one that does that. The water one gives you invincibility. Oh man, my keeps are falling. Too bad, I don't care. Too bad that those aren't the keeps that are required to beat the game. But I do like hearing the theme, the Ocarina melodies from Ocarina of Time. Unfortunately, she doesn't do any... And also, this is her super attack. Really effective for crowds. Yay! Treasure! And it's just a crap load of rupees. Yeah, but here's an instance of where I'm just kind of running around like an absolute moron until the game tells me I can do stuff because... or what to do because all the doors are locked. That is one critique I do have for, being higher leveled, but also I am higher leveled, so I kind of deserve it. Like, if this was like... If I was doing this game as intended, where I'm level 1, or level 5, or whatever level I'm supposed to be during this mission, I would be basically taking forever just to kill a Lazaphos. But, again, since I'm not doing this the intended way, somewhat, yeah. I mean, I thought that's the game's fault. I mean, there's not a lot you can do about that. I also like the intros that some of the major characters have for boss fights. Like, I like the little title cards. I mean, I think I mentioned it back in Fire Emblem Warriors. I was about to say Hyrule Warriors, yeah. Yeah, I'm mentioning it now, in Hyrule Warriors. By the way, I think this is the point in the level where if you let a Bombchu explode prematurely, it's game over. Yeah. Luckily, once again, since I just decided to go after Wizro right from the get-go, right when he showed up, he's not a threat. In fact, now I have no enemies to worry about for the Bombchu. Because, yeah. Yeah, but we're at the end of the mission here. You can kind of tell when you're near the end of a mission based on the musical cues. So right now we're... this was a similar thing back in Fire Emblem too, so... Oh, I know what I'm doing here. I love doing this. Yeah, that should have killed her. Yeah, too bad. We're about to beat the level, so... Yeah, but in order to actually beat the level, both Link and Impa need to get to here. So, yeah, make sure, like, if you are missing a heart container from this level, don't have the main player character you're playing as go into the, the exit. Just so you can make sure you can search for it. Because you're not ranked in Legend mode. I was actually wrong on that. But you are ranked in Adventure mode. That's why I said you're ranked on performance back in the last part. Oh, and sometimes in Legend mode, you'll see the characters as victory animation, which a lot of them are pretty cool. I like Link's sword one. Ganondorf's is pretty cool, especially his trident one. I actually really like Lana's summoning gate one because it's kind of funny, but I won't get into too much detail about that. But everyone has their victory animations. They're all pretty standard. It's pretty standard stuff, you know. Yeah, you won, so you celebrate. But yeah, I believe that is the end of the part. So the next time we meet in Hyrule Warriors, we're going to continue on to Mission 3, which is in the Faron Woods, because we got to figure out who's leading that rebellion against all that monsters or whatever. So see you guys next time, and take care.